everybody, welcome back to Sticky Floor Friday, the internet movie show that is fully vaccinated and ready to get back into theaters. And who should be waiting for me but my main squeeze, my forever swipe right, Jason Statham in Wrath of Man, a heist movie directed by Guy Ritchie. It's as if time has stood still. This is Guy Ritchie's fourth collaboration with Statham, first in 16 years. But before we talk too much about Wrath of Man, or even Statham, save the best for last, let's take a look at Guy Ritchie's career. Guy Ritchie started as a music video director and then had his directorial debut in 1998 with Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels. It established him as someone with a unique visual language, and the fast-paced, grimy, black comedy crime movie obviously drew comparisons to Tarantino, so if Lock, Stock was his Reservoir Dogs, then his next movie, Snatch, is his Pulp Fiction, in that the F word is used 163 times. Yeah, I remember that being a thing for a while. It was like, oh my god, they swear so much. Anyway, it kind of cemented Ritchie as the London gangster movie guy, but you could also categorize them as like cool dude bro downs. Think Boondock Saints, but, you know, good. And when I say bro down, I mean the first female on Lock, Stock is credited 26th on the cast list. It's 18th on Snatch. I think the takeaway is no girls allowed. So Lock, Stock, and Snatch got him a bunch of goodwill, and he gathered it all up, and he had all this promise. Everybody's like, oh man, what is Guy Ritchie going to do next? The sky is the limit. And so he said, oh, what am I going to do with this? I've got it. I am going to do a vanity project with my then wife Madonna called Swept Away. That was a bold move, but it paid off. Well, you know, not with actual money at the box office or critical praise, good God, no. But, you know, it paid off in the sense that he spent a bunch of money going on vacation with Madonna and he got to put it on film. That's a payoff of some sort, right? I don't know. I actually appreciate that he tried to branch out, try something different, because you're either going to learn from your failures and you're going to grow, or you're going to go back to the well and try to recapture the magic. And it's at this point that you realize Guy Ritchie movies fall into one of three categories. You have the grimy gangster caper, the flat-out failure, or one that we'll get to a little bit later. So after Swept Away, he went back to the well. And he made Revolver, another Statham joint that no one even noticed came out. Not even a blip. It was less than a blip. It was a bleh. I've seen it. Can't remember a thing about it. Okay, that didn't work. How about we swap out Statham for everyone's favorite mid-2000s attempt to force an A-list actor into existence, Gerard Butler. He starred in Rock'n'Rolla, another one I've definitely seen, absolutely don't remember. So there you go, 3 failures in a row, 1 vanity project, and 2 attempts to return to his glory days. Where do you go from there? You've tried to go backwards, you tried to go forwards. Obviously what you do is you get handed a major IP, you run it through that Snatch filter, and you get yourself the biggest hit of your career, and our third category, Sherlock, Stock, and Two Smoking Hotties. What's the Guy Ritchie spin on Sherlock Holmes? Motherfucker can solve crimes with his fists. And it actually works. It's a really entertaining movie. I like it a lot. It came out around the same time as Avatar, and it has the distinction of being the 5th highest grossing movie to never reach number 1. Sorry, but you can't take the crown from the king of the world, baby. And just like that, Guy's back. No more slumming it with the gangsters. You're hanging out with RDJ now. Let's get a sequel out there. Boom, another Snatch Lock, another hit. Hey, we got a big budget director on our hands. What other dead properties do we have lying around we can give him? How about the Man from U.N.C.L.E.? Sure, the guy's got the golden touch. Boom! Oh, that wasn't a good boom. That was a bomb boom. Lost $80 million for the studio. I will say it's one of those movies that people tried to reappraise and say like, it's underrated. But then Armie Hammer went and revealed himself to be like a cannibal or something very, very, very awful. So that's the end of that. Okay. Big budget directors can bounce back. I'm sure we've got something else here that will fit that style, that put it in the Snatch filter. What do we got? We've got King Arthur. Yeah, sure. Yeah. How does that work out? Bad. It's very bad. It only grosses $39 million. It lost $153 million. You can make 15.3 snatches with that money. Okay. Thanks for playing, Guy. Turn in your big budget badge and it's back to the grimy gangster capers for you. That's exactly what he did with 2019's The Gentleman, which was really well received. you know, sometimes a director is known for one type of a movie, he leaves it alone long enough, he can return, people are nostalgic for it, and it gets a new life. And that's the difference between somebody like Guy Ritchie and Wes Anderson. Wes Anderson is a genre unto himself, but he never really deviates. You always know Wes Anderson movie is going to be a Wes Anderson movie. Guy Ritchie is a bit of a wild card. He's taken some really big swings. Respect. So now he's back with a smaller swing, Wrath of Man. He's teaming with Statham for the 4th time, as I said. And that's some heavy ammunition in his camp. Statham brings something from column A and all of column B. And Guy's never had another friend like him. Wait. I feel like I'm forgetting something. Aladdin? Aladdin? What the hell? Does anybody else forget that Guy Ritchie directed the live-action Aladdin? Because he did, somehow, after 2 massive flops, The Man from U.N.C.L.E. and 15 1/3 snatches, Aladdin. Oh, man. Where does this even fit? I already made the graphics for the categories. Huh. Well, the sole purpose of Disney live-action movies is to get people into theaters, grab as much money as fast as possible, and get out before anybody remembers what happens. Which means Aladdin is a heist movie. Now it all makes sense. So he's gone from the $1 billion Aladdin to The Gentleman, and now Wrath of Man. Such a strange trajectory. But I guess when you get that Disney money, you're just going to f*** around until you get the call for Aladdin 2. I mean, if I had a huge hit and I'm just chilling, first person I'm calling, oh yeah, it's Jason Statham. Speaking of which, it's well documented that for years I had a very healthy obsession with Jason Statham, but I've even touted him as single-handedly keeping the action genre afloat in the late 2000s and early 2010s. Of course, this was pre-John Wick and pre-The Rock taking over every flagging franchise to fulfill his destiny as action star and personal brand. But Statham kept chugging along. Not chugging as in energy drinks or tequila, but he's always had a movie in the hopper. Has Statham fulfilled my original prediction of becoming an action star the likes of Arnold or Stallone in their heyday? He's been able to stay respectable, for sure, without dipping into straight-to-video or streaming fare, especially right now when you've got everyone from Bruce Willis to even Robert De Niro taking paycheck gigs where they stand around just reciting exposition for 8 minutes in the same room and then they're like, all right, I gotta go. At least Statham movies still get a theatrical release. And they all make quietly between 13 to 30 million US, but they do really well internationally. As a leading man, Statham movies have grossed over $1 billion. Plus, he was able to make some really smart choices. He did what every action star is forced to do, and he jumped aboard the Fast and Furious franchise, which I think we can all agree is a major upgrade from the Expendables, for sure. And he pulled the obligatory action star comedic turn in Spy. Bonus points, he did it without having a precocious kid co-star. And he even did a big effects-heavy monster movie. So I would say Statham rests comfortably above the Seagals and Van Dams of the world, but he can't quite reach the stratosphere of a Keanu or a Heyday Arnold. So now we've got Wrath of Man, which is a perfectly Jason Statham title for a movie. It's just a shame those cowards didn't stick with the original title. Cash Truck. That could have put this in the same universe as Money Plane, and led to all sorts of currency-based transportation movies, like Doughboat, Cheddar Train, Piggy Bank Bike. Are we ready for another Guy Ritchie, Jason Statham collaboration that isn't named Cash Truck? Well, reviews are sitting slightly above average at, I'm not going to say the number out loud because it always changes at the last minute, but here it is. The trailer is pretty standard fare. Statham's a badass and he's on a revenge tour. And maybe if you need a little hit of action before Fast and Furious 9 comes out, this might do the trick. As for me, I gotta be honest, I'm wavering a little bit. Is the passion still there between me and my boy after all these years? Well, let me base it on the most important factor in any Statham movie, I've always said, his character name. In the past, he's had some all-time great character names. Terry Leather, Lee Christmas. But since 2011, that rate has slowed. Danny, Joey, Nick, he's just named after different boy band members now. However, he can save everything with his name in Cash Truck. So what's his character's name?
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a new addition, H.
H? H? It's just H? Wow. H? Wow. Jason, it's like I don't even know you anymore. I guess time marches on, you know, people grow apart. Sometimes you just have to admit it's over. You'll always be in my heart. Nobody can replace you. And by nobody, I mean Bob Odenkirk. Oh man, have you seen this guy? He is kicking ass! Bob Odenkirk, action star? Yes! Are you looking forward to Wrath of Man? Or are you going to hold out for Aladdin 2? Jump in the comments section and let me know. And hey, if you made it this far into the video, congratulations! You've won a subscription to the Nerd with Words YouTube page! Woohoo! Just click on the subscribe button somewhere around there, and then we can all come back here next week, and I'm going to do a deep dive into the world. Oh, come on.